Very welcome. And we are also talking about, as I say, writing. And joining me now is my guest for today, Paul Chandler.
Yes. Well, this is great, this is. So here we go.
He told St Peter everything. He had a busy life. Came for 3 daughters.
Me now, in the pub as always.
The Hollies Carousel.
Turn down the lights, get out the popcorn, and settle down in your favourite chair on Tuesday evening from 6:30 for Soundtrack, an hour of music from the movies and the music. Radio Way's very own programme featuring music, the silver screen and the stage.
Writing. And let me tell you what's going on as I speak. Well, there's a lot of magic in the Harry Potter Carers World radio chat room. I see that Snape's turned up. Very welcome. And we are also talking about, as I say, writing. And joining me now is my guest for today, Paul Chandler. Paul, a very good evening to you.
Hello, nice to be here.
It is. Paul is, well, he's written numerous books, poems and lots of other stuff. And before we start all that then, Paul, what are you wearing? What can be personal.
What am I wearing? Well, I'm wearing sort of stuff I wear when I do my shows at the Poetry Cafe, and when I've just a jacket and it's a silly hat if I can find one. It's not too silly, this hat, but it's blue. And I got a pair of Converse with stars on.
I think we're getting too much.
I thought I should dress up, you know, for the occasion. Maybe radio, but it's important.
Well, it is. And you say you dress up for these poetry recitals?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. Well, you know, it's just far better than just turning up in a pair of jeans and t-shirt. I wore an inflatable wig once. You know. whatever I get given.
So did I, but I got into trouble for that. So, how did you get started and why?
Well, I've always written since I was at school, but the last 5 or 6 years, when I discovered a website called lulu.com, which has nothing to do with the singer, it's basically self-publishing. I mean, I was doing collections of my poetry, just self-producing them, just photocopying, but then when I discovered there was a site like Lulu that would do it for you, they don't charge you anything. I mean, I do my books on Word documents, and then I load it onto Lulu, and then I design a cover on there, and you can sell it off. You can sell it from there, and the finished product. I mean, I'm a librarian in my day job, and so I see sort of books every day, and the quality of their books is probably better than some of the books we get in our library.
Well, I think so. And in front of me, if you could just hand me over that book, if that's okay. I mean, really, it's hard to believe it's self-published, really.
Yeah, I mean, that costs, say, that's 100 pages. That costs about £5, and then I'm able to put a royalty on it if I want to.
And it's got the ISBN.
Yeah, you can. It's one of those things where you can pay for an ISBN number. You can pay, and they'll help you. If you can't design a cover yourself, they'll design one for you. You'll have to pay at that stage. But what I do is pretty much, it's pretty much free. I mean, obviously I have to buy copies if I'm going to sell them at my shows. But it's brilliant. The hardback books, they really look good, and you can sell and you know, if you want to. They do sell them digitally too, if you want to use them in your Kindle or whatever.
Well, this is called Shy Yeti Rules OK. Paul, would you like to read something from that book?
Okay, yes. I was going to read something called Disco Yeti. Oh yes, because my nickname is Shy Yeti. I won't explain that now. Disco Yeti. Disco Yeti, shining star, he's not size 0 nor under par, he's not the sort with whom you mess, a dancing queen, well, more or less. He knows the moves, he moves with style, admirers gape in single file. How can this Yeti strut so cool? Yes, disco rhythm is his tool. Disco Yeti, no prima donna, he's centuries old, still not a goner, more active now than e'er he were, though with just for men now dyes his fur. A large medallion on his chest, slave to the beat he rides the crest, although he's got big tree trunk thighs, beneath that glitter ball he flies. Disco Yeti, pulsing beat, no doubt this beast's got disco feet. Paws so agile, clicks his claws, wooed away to distant shores. The dance floor clears, the spotlights shine onto this dancing Yeti, oh so fine. Disco creature, so suave, so wily, he's 1/2 Yeti and 2/3 Kylie. Disco Yeti, he's no himbo, growls aloft and flares akimbo, limbo foxtrot nor the waltz, or leave this Yeti feeling false. But under lights so bright and flashy, backflips to music kinda trashy, but who's to say his life is petty? This guy's the world's sole Disco Yeti.
Where do you get your ideas from?
Oh, anything silly, anything daft. I mean, like you were saying about reading when you were at school, we did all sorts of serious poets at school, and a lot of my early poems, back sort of 20 years ago nearly now, I thought, well, I don't like many of the stuff that we're doing at school. It's all so serious, so pretentious. So I thought, well, I want to write something that's funny or something that makes me laugh. And that's pretty much one of the things that I still stick to now if possible.
And we're going to hear some more from you. You're going to be here all throughout today.
Absolutely.
And we also have some short stories, but they're only 100 words.
100-word stories.
That's short. But we should find out.
Oh, yes.
For the moment, Paul Chandler, thank you very much.
Thank you.
More from Paul Chandler after the monkeys. Oops, so that I can see. And how many books have you actually written then, Paul?
Well, I've done about getting on for 20 poetry collections in the last 10 years, but some of those are compilations. But I've done my Mouse of Common stories, I've done books of photos, I mean, far too many I'm sure.
And we were just talking before about short stories, and you've managed to whittle your short stories down to 100 words?
Yeah, well I decided, I was just going through some old writing and I found that I'd done something nearly 20 years ago, and I thought, hey, it wouldn't be a good idea to do that, because I do my live things. It's a good thing to read. I don't have to read just poems. I can read some of these as well. So yeah, these are ones I've written this year.
Okay, what's this one called?
This one's called The Next Train Does Not Call at This Station. I had a close call whilst commuting today. Thankfully a station guard was there to stop me getting swept away. It was misty and half dark, but when I heard the vehicle approaching I presumed that my train was early. "Stand back, sir," called the official. "This one doesn't stop." He was right. It oozed through at full speed like some great brown worm making chuffing noises, smelling rather oddly of Sunday roast. I was shocked and a little repulsed by the sight. "What was that?" I cried. "No worries, sir," he assured me. "That was just the gravy train."
So, for anybody getting into writing, this is a great way to get into it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of my writing on the train to work or in lunch break. I mean, I just love doing it, so it's not a problem. It's not work to me. I mean, I stayed at work last night, sort of work after I finished work, writing till 7 o'clock, just because I like doing it. I mean, it has to be something you like doing, but you can do it anytime really.
And do you have a? Yes. Do you remember this? Where at school they said you always had to plan your essays.
Yes, yeah.
Do you have a plan yourself when you start these?
I do have a plan with my novels, like the Mouse of Commons novels, but then I try not to plan too far ahead because I like to kind of surprise myself. I might have a very rough idea, and then sort of as I'm writing, I think, hey, I can see the story going this way, so I'm going to change it. But yeah, now and again, sometimes it's good to plan, sometimes it's good to just surprise yourself.
Thank you, Paul. And more of your writing. If you'd like to email me, please, tim@radioway.co.uk.
Yeah, it's school disco time.
And then we need to start looking for ABBA, Blockbuster, just ending it. And in between, Wig Wham Bam. Or Wham, however you like to say it. It's Radio Way on this Saturday, repeated on a Thursday. My name's Tim Mitchell, thanks for stepping this way. It is Paul Chandler, and what are we going to hear now then, Paul?
Well, I feel I should read this poem because it's one of the poems that started me off, and it was 10 years old this week, so it's called The True Light. I promise you sincerely, I promise you tonight, I'm a totally changed person, that I have seen the light. I'm reformed, repaired, inspired, neither trouble nor strife. I beg of you, my darling, come and stabilise my life. Take the shackles off my past, dear. Let me show you the real me. I've stopped flirting with the milkman, discount yogurts, 50p. I'll never bed the paper boy, neither butcher nor the baker, nor snog the vicar's wife again. For you I did mistake her. I hadn't got my glasses on, I know that's no excuse. But let's get back together, let us stop this mild abuse. So, Can we be friends who just cuddle? Can we be friends who just kiss? Can we be friends who go further and share a mutual bliss? I've changed, I've changed, I've changed, I have. I'll make you see I'm right. I'm a totally changed person and I've truly seen the light.
Very good. I like that. And Paul, just explain to our listeners what you're wearing now.
I'm wearing a red hat that I bought in Hollywood when I went over there in the summer to read at a. Well, I was invited over there to be their guest speaker for a particular week in the summer. So I just bought a red hat. Well, when I travel, I like to do videos on YouTube. My profile is Mr. Shy Yeti on YouTube. I do sort of a little bit of a sort of showing where I am and reading some poetry or doing silly dances, anything really. And yeah, so the red hat is all part of. I thought, well, I could do a silly dance in this red hat or read a poem in this silly hat. So that's what I'm wearing now.
It's brilliant, it really is. Paul is well, he's written numerous books, poems, and lots of other stuff. And before we start all that, then, Paul, what are you wearing? What can be personal?
What am I wearing? Well, I'm wearing sort of stuff I wear when I do my shows at the